Greetings, fellow birders. I am at Alligator National Wildlife Refuge in northeastern North Carolina. Despite its name, mammals are certainly the stars of the show at Alligator National Wildlife Refuge, as this location sustains the world's only population of wild red wolves, and its black bears are known to be some of the largest in the world. Nevertheless, I've come to see what birds can be found at this National Wildlife Refuge. I'm going to be driving along the roads here and walking some of the trails, and we're going to see what bird species I can find. Stick with me, and let's go birding at Alligator National Wildlife Refuge. Those who enjoy a slow and serene drive through nature are in for a treat at Alligator National Wildlife Refuge. Although there are some places to get out and hike for those interested in stretching their legs, the best birds can often be seen by simply driving along the roadways with your windows down. I observed more than 30 bird species on a muggy, early August morning during my first trip to Alligator National Wildlife Refuge. Here are some of the species you can expect to see on a trip to this 152,000-acre wildlife haven during the breeding season. The first bird that I observed was this common grackle. They were by far the most abundant bird today, as these blackbirds begin to stage into large, post-breeding flocks during this time of year. Next was this lovely mourning dove. Mourning doves are one of the most widely encountered birds here at Alligator National Wildlife Refuge. You may see them perched on snags like this, or feeding on the ground along a gravel road. Mourning doves are the only doves that birders should expect to see here, as the native habitat, that's largely devoid of any structures, is not ideal for pigeons or Eurasian collared doves. Despite the breeding season being over, this bird was still singing its sorrowful song. Can you hear it? This next bird is difficult to identify because it's a juvenile, but its stout bill and red eye gives it away. It's an eastern towhee. Here's a photo of an adult male. One of the primary reasons this National Wildlife Refuge was established was to protect the special Pocosin wetlands that grow on the peat soil here. The stunted vegetation that thrives on these wetlands attracts an incredible variety of birds. This common yellowthroat is among the many inhabitants of these wetlands. Common yellowthroats are perhaps the most abundant warbler that can be found here, and this bird offered better views than I could have hoped as it stopped to preen its feathers. There are abundant amounts of tree snags here at Alligator National Wildlife Refuge. A fantastic array of birds perch on these snags, and few are more handsome than the red-headed woodpecker. Both adults with their blazing heads and immature birds with their subdued gray colors could be found here as they flew among dead trees. I observed 3 other woodpecker species including downy and pileated, but this red-bellied woodpecker was the only one that I managed to record. Gray catbirds are regular sights in North Carolina, and there was no shortage of them at this bird paradise. These curious birds could often be seen perching up on exposed branches to investigate their surroundings. Birders who take time to scan the skies will inevitably be rewarded with plenty of vulture views. I observed both black vultures and turkey vultures, but the more common turkey vulture was the only one of the 2 species that I managed to record as it teetered through the air. One of my favorite parts of visiting this birding hotspot was seeing all the blue grosbeaks here. They thrived in the edge habitat along the roadways, allowing me to get excellent views of several singing males. Interestingly, the first male that I recorded was an ashy white color underneath. I'm not sure if this was a mutation or if he was actively molting, but I had not seen this coloration before. Let me know in the comments if any of you have any thoughts about this. The next blue grosbeak that I observed was a typical male with deep blue feather coloration. Take a listen to its sweet warbling song. Among the sizable groups of grackles were some starlings. These invasive species have not had any problem adapting to the hot and muggy climate of Alligator National Wildlife Refuge. As I drove into a part of the refuge with more trees and less wetlands, I managed to locate a coveted American alligator loafing on the shoreline. Although waterways flow along most of the roads, there aren't many places for alligators to sun themselves, so this large gator found a great spot. A talkative group of Carolina chickadees rustled in some shrubs nearby. These active songbirds don't like sitting still, as they were constantly on the move in search of seeds and berries. My favorite birding observation of my trip to Alligator National Wildlife Refuge was this great blue heron in a ditch right next to the road. While great blue herons are often wary of people and flush when approached by a vehicle, this young bird stayed put and offered incredible views. I was fascinated to watch this individual as it repeatedly extended its neck to lunge at a dark object that it would capture in its bill before dropping it and doing the process over again. I wondered if this young fella was honing its hunting skills and practicing the precision of its strikes. Whatever the case, I had a blast observing this incredible behavior. Alligator National Wildlife Refuge is an exceptional birding destination, and although the mammals definitely steal the show here, don't take the birds for granted. Some really underrated birding can be done here, and anyone who likes birding from their car is in for a real treat because almost all of the birds that can be seen at this wildlife refuge can be viewed from the comfort of your vehicles. That's all for now. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you all on my next Worldwide Birder adventure.